Inside Grand Prix News is presented by Allianz.
Bonjour and welcome to the Inside Grand Prix News. Today we present you the most important information for the race in Montreal.
It's regarded in Formula One as murder on the brakes, the circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. At the end of the numerous fast straights, sharp deceleration is required ahead of the corners. For the brake discs, a huge strain.
So the Canadian Grand Prix is one of my favorites. First of all, the atmosphere, the people, the city, great. Also the track is very nice. But it's also one of the most challenging, to be honest. Very hard on brakes, very hard on engine, car. So I look forward to that a lot.
Defending winner here is Lewis Hamilton, who won on the circuit both last year and in 2009.
You know, it's great to get 2 wins in a row. I think it's been a long time since I've had that.
Championship leader Sebastian Vettel has never won in Canada. In fact, he's never even been on the podium. Sauber are hoping for the best on 2 counts. First, they're hoping to repeat their past success here, having got a 1-2 in 2008, and secondly, that Sergio Perez is able to race. The Mexican has got to have a checkup in Canada from an FIA doctor. He will then ultimately decide whether Sergio Perez is allowed to take part.
Further F1 news are coming up now, condensed by our Inside Grand Prix team.
The Bahrain Grand Prix is to go ahead. This has now been decided by the FIA World Motorsport Council, the WMSC. Bahrain is getting the date originally reserved for India, the 30th of October. India, in turn, moves into December and will be the season's final race. Recently, even the Shiite opposition in Bahrain has come out in favour of the Grand Prix, and that was perhaps what clinched the decision.
To this, we're consulting our Inside Grand Prix expert, Alex Woods.
Man muss natürlich immer beachten, dass die Formel 1 ein extrem...
You've naturally always got to bear in mind that Formula One is a huge global spectacle. It attracts millions of viewers, which gives it an extremely high promotional value for any city or country. We've got examples like Melbourne, where the investment made by local and national governments in staging Grand Prix races has paid off 100%.
Die nationalen Regierungen hier in Grand Prix und in neue Veranstaltungen investieren.
Thank you, Alex, and we continue with the following news.
The WMSC also made 2 other decisions in Barcelona. In 2012, the US Grand Prix in Austin will be added to the current race calendar. 20 races will thus become 21. The final race is likely to be in Brazil. It also looks highly likely that 2013 will see the return of turbo engines, the 4-cylinder 1.6-litre capacity. Engine suppliers Ferrari, Mercedes and Cosworth oppose the ruling, with only Renault in favour. A track marshal clashed with Sebastian Buemi's car. Miraculously, the man wasn't injured. Buemi was taking part in a charity event in Japan when the accident happened. Nick Worth is no longer technical director at Virgin Racing. He tried in vain to create a successful car purely on the computer, not using wind tunnel tests at all. After further recent updates again failed to bring success, the team took action. Pat Simmons looks likely to replace him. Robert Kubica will not be racing again this year for Renault. That was announced by team owner Gerard Lopez. The Pole is annoyed by this premature statement, as discussions on his future were not due to be held until August. Reports from the Kubica camp say the 26-year-old is still weak, but is now able to walk again. Nico Rosberg was presented with the Bandini Trophy on Sunday. The young German won the prize for his achievements last year, when he surprisingly held the upper hand over teammate Michael Schumacher. Schumacher himself, Vettel and Hamilton have all won the prize in the past. Rosberg said winning the Bandini Trophy made it his duty to work even harder on his racing in the future. Bernie Ecclestone has made it quite clear the Monaco Grand Prix is not up for discussion. Following the numerous accidents over the race weekend, safety concerns had arisen. But to quote Ecclestone, "I've been coming here for 50 years, it's constantly got bigger and better. Monaco is a magical place."
And now we're gonna tell you which corner the drivers really have to watch out for in particular. Here are the Brembo brake facts.
The hardest braking point on the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve? The Brembo engineers know that the drivers slow down hard by 185 kilometers per hour directly ahead of the last turn. The energy released is 2,522 kilowatts. A full 5.65 G presses the drivers into the cockpit, and it's with 150 kilos that they have to push on the brake.
That's all for today. Have a nice week and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Inside Grand Prix News was presented by Allianz.